আমন্ত্রণ আন্তর্জাতিক সম্পর্ক উন্নয়ন বিষয়ক আরটিভির নিয়মিত অনুষ্ঠান ডিপ্লোম্যাটিক জোনে। আপনাদের সঙ্গে আছে আমি সৈয়দ আশিক রহমান। আমাদের আজকের অতিথি বাংলাদেশের দ্য রয়্যাল নরওয়ে দূতাবাসের রাষ্ট্রদূত His Excellency Håkon Arild Gulbrandsen. Very welcome, Your Excellency, at Diplomatic Zone. How you find this morning?
I find it very nice. It's a cool morning with some nice weather, and I also appreciate very much to be shown around in your studios. And,
That's great.
Journalists and your staff.
Thank you so much. Well, Excellency, Bangladesh and Norway have maintained warm and constructive relations over the years. How do you assess the current state of Bangladesh-Norway bilateral trade relations, and where do you see opportunities for further expansion?
It's a good question. As you mentioned, the excellent relationship we have, we'd like to also develop. Always had good friendly relations and a steady growing commercial collaboration as well. Particular when it comes to the garment industry, it's big. Bangladesh export almost in 2025 value for $400 million, while Norway we export to Bangladesh $10 million of value of goods,
right.
Mainly into machinery among others. But we also have investments from our sovereign wealth fund, the pension fund of Norway, approximately $150 million invested on the Dhaka Stock Exchange in 2025. And Norfund, which is our investments fund for developing countries, also quite active here. But we would like to see more, and I think we can build on the good partnership we already had to find ways of improving and strengthening our trade bounds. So that's really something I'm working on every day.
Thank you. Very good to know, Excellency. As Bangladesh continues its economic transformation, what emerging sectors do you believe hold the greatest potential for deeper trade and investment cooperation between Bangladesh and Norway?
Bangladesh has gone through quite an impressive economic transformation. I think from now on we'll see big potential when it comes to renewable energy, blue economy, information technology, pharmaceuticals, logistics. All these different sectors are interesting for us to explore more. I think when Norwegian companies are investing abroad, they look at sustainability, efficiency, and technology playing a vital role. And I think Bangladesh can do a lot to attract more of Norwegian investments to the country. And I think also we encouraged, and we are encouraged by the signal from the government, try export diversification and have an emphasis on legal framework, do it easy, and human rights and environmental sustainability. And all these things are things that is important for Norwegian investors to see. And
well, Excellency, you are talking about green energy, and Norway has long been recognized for its strengths in maritime industries. How do you see these areas contributing to the next phase of Bangladesh-Norway economic partnership?
yeah, I see there are definitely good opportunities there. Norway have its strengths in maritime industries, sustainable resource management, in fisheries, blue economy. There, I think we have a lot in common between Norway and Bangladesh, and we have companies that is not only coming in with capital, but also with advanced technology, safety standards, and operational expertise that Bangladesh could have good use of. So I think the next phase in our collaboration will be an emphasis on knowledge exchange, on innovation and skill development in addition to the traditional trade we have.
Well, so in your view, What are the key challenges that currently affect bilateral trade and investment between Bangladesh and Norway? And how might both countries work together to address them? And what is the challenges?
No, I think like many bilateral relationships, there are also challenges. And of course, transparency, predictability, the ease of doing business is always important for companies in Norway when they go abroad. It's not unique for Bangladesh that there are also challenges in this regard. We'd maybe mention, for instance, Bangladesh telecom tax regime that are affecting the Norwegian state-owned company Telenor and its investments in Grameenphone. Bangladesh telecom operators, they are operation under the highest cumulative tax and fee burdens, and it would be helpful to reduce that. I think also the narrow tax base in Bangladesh that in a way have a consequences that many of these companies are being taxed very high is a bit unfortunate. Proportionate share of the fiscal burden, so we can do something with that, broaden the tax base, and thinking about the legal regulatory framework for telecom.
So, in your view, what are the challenges for the telecom? What is the challenges?
No, I think as mentioned, when it comes to the broaden the tax base, so it will not have a very few companies that are extensively taxed. That's one thing. So I think that will also be good for Bangladesh, because we will then have resources to also invest in education and health care, which is been a very important sectors for the new government, as I understand. And also when it comes to other issues regarding regulatory framework, it's important to focus on. That would also, I think, be helpful for Bangladesh to signal to the world outside that more open for business.
Thank you. Well, Excellency, renewable energy and climate cooperation have become increasingly important globally. How can Bangladesh and Norway strengthen collaboration in areas such as clean energy, offshore wind, green technology, and climate resiliences?
I think it's a very good question, and climate change is an existential concern for both Norway and Bangladesh. And energy transition is key now for every country. Norway, we have quite an extended experience in renewable energy, in offshore engineering, energy market regulation that could be of interest to Bangladesh. But and it's also important with policies on where you could have grid access, power purchase agreements, and so on, so you can attract more private investments. And I mentioned the Grameenphone, and they are now trying to run their businesses 50% renewable energy. And I think it's the government's initiative regarding by introducing these emergent power purchase policies is good. They should be developed a framework that also can be even better for the operational realities of the telecom network. Here are work to be done, but we really look forward to work closely with government to see that we can do more in the renewable energy sector.
Well, very appreciated, Excellency. Well, Excellency, given Norway's global leadership in sustainable and innovation, what opportunity do you see for greater Norwegian investment or technology transfer to support Bangladesh's green transition and industrial development?
Norway has a strong record of promoting green growth and innovative financing and sustainable development. We also are keen to support renewable energy development in Bangladesh. Climate Investment Fund that is managed by Norfund, and there are 8 selected countries that are selected for investments from this fund. Bangladesh are among them. And there we would like to invest in renewable energy that could lead to low carbon technologies and reduce the greenhouse gas emissions.
Great.
And particular in sectors where there are reliances on coal. So here I think we can find common and interesting
Right.
projects.
Right. That's great. That's great. Well, Excellency, we'll talk more about economic and cultural exchanges after a short break. দর্শক দেখছেন আন্তর্জাতিক সম্পর্ক উন্নয়ন বিষয়ক RTV নিয়মিত অনুষ্ঠান ডিপ্লোম্যাটিক জোন। এই পর্যায়ে নিচ্ছি বিরতি, ফিরছি অল্প সময়ের মধ্যেই। সে পর্যন্ত আমাদের সাথেই থাকুন। দর্শক আবারও আমন্ত্রণ ডিপ্লোম্যাটিক জোনে। আজ কথা বলছিলাম বাংলাদেশে দ্য রয়্যাল নরওয়ে দূতাবাসের রাষ্ট্রদূত হিজ এক্সেলেন্সি হ্যাকন আরল গুডব্রান্ডসেনের সঙ্গে। ওয়েলকাম এগেইন এক্সেলেন্সি at our TV studio. Beyond trade and economic, cultural exchange often plays an important role in strengthening bilateral understanding. How do you assess the current state of two countries' cultural relations?
The cultural relations between our countries are, I think, well, and we have since we recognize among the first countries that did that, recognize Bangladesh as a sovereign country back in 1972. We have enjoyed lots of cultural activities and exchange between our two countries. From the 1980s, we have seen both artists, music festivals, literature, and many other cultural expression been done, people-to-people exchanges as well, and also in the education field. It has been many students going from Bangladesh to Norway to high quality studies. But nowadays we also see that we support, among others, the Dhaka University Film Society with their international film festival focused on climate change. We have had a Norwegian Film Festival at the Independent University. And but also now we are marking the Norwegian playwright Henrik Ibsen's upcoming 200th anniversary. And he is quite popular among Bangladeshis. And we're looking forward to mark in 2028 his bicentennial anniversary of Henrik Ibsen. So I think we have a lot to do on the cultural stage, and we are really looking forward to increase also the cooperation there.
Well, do you have any plan or make an economic cooperation or cultural collaboration in any television like RTV?
Then we would really like to see and come and look at any suggestion from that side.
That would be great.
So I think just being here is also an opportunity for us to in a way engage with you, and I would be more than interesting to look into possibilities to further collaboration.
Well, that's great. Mr. Ambassador Hakan, in a changing global economic and geopolitical environment, how do you see Bangladesh and Norway working together on broader shared priorities?
Norway and Bangladesh have a lot in common when it comes to working on the international stage. We are both countries that believe in rule-based international order. We have fundamental value we share when it comes to democracy, justice and fairness. And Norway, we recognized Palestine as a sovereign countries in 2024. Norway and Bangladesh collaborate in the UN on the issues like Rohingya, Gaza and others. From Norway, we stand strongly with Ukraine against the aggressive war that has been waged upon them by Russia. And we also are against the Middle East war that's going on at the moment. We are grateful for what Bangladesh has done when it comes to being a host for Rohingya refugees in Cox's Bazar and assisting with humanitarian work there through UN, through Norwegian Refugee Council and others. And I think also you mentioned the.
But I think the issues must be solved within very soon, because in a small place, actually RTV produced a film after the Rohingya outbreak. It's called The Quarter Mile Country. Actually, it's really means for quarter mile, because too much population, too much people in quarter mile, and this small area, it is actually not justified. It's not should be. They must return their homeland. They must get the proper facilities, and their children must get the education and other things. Excellency, Norway has earned international respect for its long-standing role in peace, diplomacy, and conflict mediation. In today's increasingly fragile global environment, how do you see Norway contributing to regional and global peace efforts?
Yeah, Norway have since the 1990s been involved with approximately 40 different conflicts and tried to mediate, and among others in Sri Lanka, in Sudan, in Palestine, and we have often been behind the scene role. And every year, the Norwegian Peace Nobel Committee awards the Peace Prize, and as you know, the Peace Prize in 2006 was awarded to Dr. Mohammed Yunus.
Right.
We also are active when it comes to the Oslo Forum. It's a key high-level annual retreat for mediators, and support of the Norwegian Center for Conflict Resolution. We also work through that to contribute to conflict resolutions. I think model behind our peace efforts is based on the willingness to talk to everyone,
right.
Values-based neutrality, and long-term commitments, often combined with humanitarian assistance in the different country cases. So, of course, sadly, the international environment at this point in time is not easy, but that doesn't mean that this is even more important to have a strong emphasis on peace building. And I'm sure Norway are and will be a good partner for Bangladesh in this endeavor internationally.
That sounds good. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. As climate change, maritime security, and geopolitical competition increasingly shape the Indo-Pacific, do you see opportunities for Bangladesh and Norway to deepen strategic cooperation at the intersection of blue economy?
Yeah, the blue economy we have in common. Norway has a long coast. We have lots of experience in that, but also Bangladesh has. We have among others supported the ship recycling industry of Bangladesh, which is the biggest in the world,
right.
to safeguard both clean and safe ship recycling. And we also have built capacity for the adoption of the Hong Kong Convention,
right.
that was entered into force in 2025. At the same time, we have had a long-term cooperation between the Norwegian Meteorological Institute and the Bangladesh Meteorological Department, and strengthening, among others, early warning system around weather, and also strengthening landslide early warning system. When it comes to sustainable fisheries, we have long-term cooperation with the Norwegian research vessel Dr. Fridtjof Nansen, that has been surveying fish stocks and ecosystem Bay of Bengal for many times. Lastly in October 2025,
right.
And I think that's also given opportunity to manage the marine resources in a sustainable and equitable way. So here we have lots of work we can do together to strengthen both Bangladesh, right. and Norwegian strength in this way.
Looking ahead, what is your vision for the future of Bangladesh-Norway relations?
We'll build on the shared value we have when it comes to democracy, rule-based world order, diplomacy-based conflict resolutions, and the humanitarian principles. We, as mentioned, have a big potential in developing the blue economy and green transition. and also combating climate crisis through more investments in renewable energy.
Right.
I also think that Norway, as being a Nordic country, and developed our Nordic model, which based on small social and economic differences, social safety nets, and gender equality, features that would be of interest to discuss with Bangladesh, and that we can be inspired by positive sides of both societies. And at the end, I would say that we will continue being a steadfast partner to Bangladesh when it comes to democracy, economy, climate efforts. And I think in the years to come, while both countries are developing, we will find new avenues also for collaboration.
We are almost end of this program. Do you want to share any final thoughts with our viewers?
It has been a pleasure to be here in RTV, and I think it is so important that the media freedom are, among others, practiced here in this television studio. And it was also interesting and promising to hear about the channel's history. And I wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you very much indeed, and thank you for joining with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank
It's
you.
been an
Thank you.
excellent conversation.
দর্শক, বিকাশমান অর্থনীতির এক গুরুত্বপূর্ণ বাজার হিসেবে বাংলাদেশের ক্রমবর্ধমান চাহিদার কথা তুলে ধরেছেন বাংলাদেশের নরওয়ের দূতাবাসের রাষ্ট্রদূত হ্যাকন আরোল্ড। জ্বালানি, তথ্য প্রযুক্তি, জাহাজ নির্মাণ এবং সামুদ্রিক খাতে বাংলাদেশের বিপুল সম্ভাবনা দেখছে নরওয়ে। আর সেই সম্ভাবনাকে ঘিরেই সময়ের সঙ্গে সঙ্গে দুই দেশের সম্পর্ক শুধু কূটনীতিতে সীমাবদ্ধ না থেকে বিস্তৃত হয়েছে বাণিজ্য বিনিয়োগে। আগামী দিনে দ্বিপাক্ষিক বাণিজ্য আরও বৃদ্ধি পাবে এবং সহযোগিতার ক্ষেত্র আরও প্রসারিত হবে, এই প্রত্যাশা নিয়ে শেষ করছি আজকের ডিপ্লোম্যাটিক জোন। এতক্ষণ আমাদের সঙ্গে থাকার জন্য ধন্যবাদ সবাইকে।